Hey everyone, welcome back to Bishop Mortimer's Day Off, where every day is a day off when you're dealing with a bitch like me. So let me just be real with y'all. Me and my cousin just recorded a whole 30-minute episode, and the audio was bad. Yes, I got new audio. Shout out, how do you like new audio?
Okay, it's nice. I just
want it to work.
get it together, forget it forever.
Shit. But with that being said, me and my cousin did a whole episode about love and why fools fall in love, aka me. And yeah, round 2. Sound nice, make it twice. So.
And mind you guys, we're going on 30 minutes to 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's 1:36 a.m. on a Friday morning.
Okay? Give me a check. No, just wait.
You ugly. But girl, so, bitch, kick it off.
We were talking about earlier this morning, love, and how you said you don't think you can find love. I honestly feel that is like you're sabotaging your life and you haven't even got out of the gate.
That's your first time, I'm not a horse. Bitch.
Contrary to them.
Contrary to niggas calling me a stallion. Shout out to Megan. But I say, like, I've come to the realization where I feel like not only do I not know love, I don't think I'm ready for it because, like, this, I'm still an insecure bad bitch.
It ain't nothing more confusing. See, it's getting late. I can't even get my tongue right. Confusing than a person that's a happy, sad bitch.
That's true. It's like, that's like seeing a sad clown. Literally me, a sad clown.
Clowns are sad.
Shit. Whatever, bitch. Don't worry about y'all, because you have to do this all over again. But it's, oh, look at this.
That's a water bug.
For real, girl. That's what my love language look like.
So, just so you guys know, it's going to be a lot of laughing because thanks to your host, he had all his little...
There was a lot of static white noise in the background.
No, because you had your MacBook next to everything we were doing, so it interfered with the signal. So shout out.
And there was a lot of white noise in the background. Leave it something white. No,
well, at least it ain't black.
Shit. Okay.
but
hey, bitch. But anyway, yeah, love bothers me and it scares me, but I want it, and I want it because I deserve it. However, I don't know, like, I don't think people are ready to see the real deal. That's the problem I have. Ain't nobody ready. Maybe people are. I'm just putting that out there that people ain't ready.
You're not ready, so because you probably put it out there and you fall to pieces like a 365 jigsaw puzzle.
Bitch, that's specific. However, bitch been on that. But I don't know, like, love is too, like, I don't think I'm ready, like, because I didn't see it growing up, because I think, like I said earlier in the last episode, just seeing the fact that my mom has been like a strong, independent black woman who was very one of those people like, fuck love, I'm tired of trying, my heart big, but it beats silent,
Okay.
It rubbed off on me because, like, I grew up seeing just a bunch of independent, strong women from my grandma, my aunts, and my mom. So it's like, they were always, like, not anti-love, but they were the cheerleaders for it.
Right.
Because they're all like, women who've been through life and not bitter or burnt, but kind of like, they've seen the sour side of love,
Yeah, definitely their hand wasn't in their favor.
Exactly. So when you grow up in a garden of weeds and you're the only rose, it's kind of like that, it's like the concrete that grew from the rose. Yeah, a rose is still a rose, but... if you were among weeds, you thinking you a dandelion. Bitch, that was a dramatic ass message.
It really was.
But you get what I was saying.
But I do get it. But that just goes to show that resembles love. Love is very complex. It is not a single term that can explain the overall experience. It's a lot of things. It's happy, it's sad, it's scared, it's depressed.
Vulnerability.
All that, But
I think that's all stuff like, especially vulnerability, bitch. A bitch ain't ready for that.
I mean,
because I'm still getting to know myself, I feel.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. But what it is not is uncertain.
Look at, I thought you were going to say, what it is not is in you.
No, but you really have to think about it. Who are the spotlights and party are the happy people? So you want to, this is for me, like how I kind of figured out, like you have to find the pieces that are missing in your puzzle.
True. And listeners, I want you to ask yourself, what made you ready for love? Answer in the comments below or wherever. You know,
These bills. No, I
well, honey, that's a sugar daddy. Different.
I need a Splenda daddy.
Honey, I take both.
I need Splenda. I need a daddy that don't want no sugar.
Honey, I'll give him some sugar.
Sugar.
Motherfucker, better get these butter sticks. But bitch over here got butter cubes.
You got them sugar cubes like Granny used to have.
Girl, you better throw them on.
They used to be hard.
Spoon and take them in. I'm like, girl.
But no, seriously, you have to think about it. Love is a lot of work. So you have to be able to be ready to put in that work. See, a lot of people get caught up in the ideal of it.
I think people like the picture of love, not the work that comes behind it. And people need to realize the Eiffel Tower is beautiful to look at, but it took thousands of probably of people to put it together.
True.
You know, everybody loves, like, you know, going to California because it's a beautiful scenery, but they don't think of the hard work to keep the city going.
Yeah. And it's definitely...
And I mean state, because California is a state, not a city. My bad.
It's okay. You got to slow down and think.
Shut your bitch ass up.
It's 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock. But no.
We got the time.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to help you out. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now back to your current message. Now, what I'm saying, a lot of people, when it comes to love, they are very antsy. They don't take the time to establish, one, a friendship. You got to have that friendship. And honestly, that's how everybody should approach going into love. Is having your husband or your boyfriend should all go through the same process that your friends go through.
That's true.
You know, and then, you know, I feel like once you have that friendship, and then if they're really compatible, they become your best friend. And then, you know, you realize like, hey, I really have a good time with you. We really have a thing. You are my strength in areas that I am weak or I haven't developed yet, however you want to take it.
Right.
And that's what makes people, you know what I'm saying, have successful relationships. But if you have another person that are strong in a sense of being able to say, hey, that's wrong, this wrong, that makes them strong too, in a sense that you give them words of encouragement.
Yeah, because I think the reason why I'm so scared when it comes to love is because I always think people have ulterior motives. And I think that's a lot of people, you know, especially us millennials. Like, but not everybody, because some people are more susceptible to it. Because, like, for example, like, excuse me, girl, too many cheeseburgers. I think, like, you and your sisters growing up with your mom, you know, your mom's a hopeless romantic. So with that being said, your mom's a mom who loved the ideal of love. You know, for good or bad, whatever it was, you guys saw like, okay, so sometimes it's okay to be vulnerable, have your defense, but, you know, for the most part, love is something that's going to be there, whether you want it to come or not. And with me, like I said, I grew up, you know, with like, you know, no, fuck love. Like, you know,
yeah, some people,
these niggas ain't shit. And when you grow up hearing like these niggas ain't shit and stuff like that, since you never experienced it, you're automatically going to be thinking somebody who may have pure, genuine intentions ain't shit. Yeah. Just on... We're products of our environment.
Yeah.
And that's such a powerful thing. I think of a lot of us, we wonder growing up, why are we like this, you know? But we never take into consideration, well, what was your environment? True. For good and bad. Because I have great parents, aunts, you know, and stuff like that, and grandma. However, just because they were great and they never, like, abused and stuff like that, doesn't mean, you know, some of the stuff they said doesn't cause a little turbulation years later, because shit from your childhood and young teenage years have a funny way of showing up in your adult life. I realize that.
No, that's very true. I don't know if what you say about them saying like they just gave up. A lot of people just aren't meant for the many rounds that you have to box when you're trying to fight for love. True. That's why they say you have to fight for love, because it is a battle.
True.
You know, some people.
But what's love got to do? No, I'm sorry. Okay.
I was gonna call Tina and ask her. I've been looking. But no, that's what I'm saying. You just really have to think about it. Like, some people don't have the energy to keep pursuing it, because it's like, you know,
sometimes they get mentally, physically, and the biggest thing, I think a lot of people, they get emotionally tired, because like a lot of people just think tired is like physical, you know. But once you're emotionally drained, people will be surprised how much an emotional drainage can take on you. It throws off your mind, you know. You start doing toxic things on the others, and sometimes I think sometimes maybe some of our aunts or our parents didn't realize, but it takes two for a relationship to fall apart. And I think a lot of times the problem I have is like, I have a problem with accountability a lot of the times when it comes to arguments and friendships or whatever. And I think because there wasn't very much accountability among us growing up, among the adults that we saw, it was always they did this, which is why I don't like them. They wasn't around in my kid's life and stuff like that. When that may be so, and they ain't shit. Let me get that clear for that. However, what did you do?
Yeah, what was your part in the situation? I do believe in it, but I don't believe in the fact that if something goes wrong, it's two people. That equation or formula isn't always factual, in the sense that one person can be doing everything and people change. That's the reality. People change day to day, and either you gonna fight for it or you're not. Some people are in love with the chase of love, but once they get to the actual thing that they're chasing, it's kind of the thrill is over. We are humans. We are born to hunt. We like the chase and the hunt. And once the chase and the hunt is over, the interest subsides.
It's time for another big word of the day.
The interest subsides. That's
True.
what the problem with a lot of
Bitch,
people.
big word of the day. Come on. No, that was a big word for you. I was like, okay, bitch.
I mean, I understand it's, it's past your night time.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Remember
college degree come through. You dirty as fuck.
No.
Sorry, inside joke, y'all.
Yeah, there's a couple of inside jokes, but no. So are you going to try to work on developing those tools? Or are you just going to X yourself out?
I think since I never learned from my mistakes, I'm one of those people like, I got to work on me still. And I thought I'm going to look like, bitch, you been working on yourself for 26 years.
What kind of tools are you using?
Get a machete.
Okay? Give them little Keebler elves back their tools, because you got to get some...
Okay, honey. Look at these. What is that? A brand? The key. Anyway, I'm going forward because bitch. Look at bitch. That wasn't meant to be said.
Right.
Let it go.
Uh-oh, the record skip.
Look at you're broken. Look at. Can't you see I'm broken? No. This ain't not killing.
You definitely have different...
Can't you see I'm broken? That just kills me like a bitch in a Wendy's bathroom. Girl, but also, I think the reason why I don't find love is because I'm very superficial. And sometimes, I look at myself in the mirror and I'll be like, a bitch should look like this. You superficial.
Yeah.
Look at what are you doing?
You're cheesy. You are... You are very cheesy. Like, your standards be so, like, extraterrestrial type standards.
No, bitch, because you always be thinking like, you always be like, oh, the guys you should be ugly as fuck, and they don't be ugly at all. Like, you got a weird stand. I think we all just have different tastes.
And that's great.
Like, we're the two cousins that like white guys. However, to us, all of our cousin niggas is hella ugly, and them motherfuckers are ugly. Motherfuckers are booger wolves.
Look at Bill Daddy.
Motherfuckers look like booger wolves. Like, motherfuckers like monster.
Honey, look at first of all, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Indeed.
Look at motherfuckers like, look at, what you give birthday, Beauty and the Beast. Tail is on the side. Bitches ain't Asian.
Look
like
at
wine.
honey, no, honey. Your face get better with wine.
Have some of that jungle juice. That jingle juice. I'll be making. Because my jingle juice will knock a nigga out.
Okay.
You know what's the key in it? Bitch Quaalude. No, I'm just kidding. That's that Bill Cosby trick.
Boy, you better calm down.
But girl, yeah, it's
This child.
you do too much. But it's one of the things like, come on now.
You guys, this is a really serious situation.
No, because bitch, look, I need love.
Okay, you over there. You on your LL Cool J. When I'm alone in my room.
Bitch, I do. Bitch, that was a good one. Yeah.
But the good thing about that is you're thinking about it.
Bitch, I've been thinking about since I was 13.
Okay, but see, what a lot of people get messed up is that they say, oh, I need to work on myself. That is just another obstacle and another reason to delay something. That should be the inevitable. It's natural to...
But to be real, I think I've always tried to work on myself. I don't think I've really put in the work until this last year. Like, honestly, like I keep on saying with my podcast, you guys have only heard, I think I only have 5 episodes up on my podcast, but me and my cousin have been podcasting, I want to say since November of 2019 where we started, and we realized a lot of our podcast episodes we haven't put out because some of them, bitch, they turned into fucking therapy sessions for both of us.
And it was very therapeutic.
And I feel like, exactly, and I feel like the reason why this podcast scenario is working for us because like we're the type of people, we've come to the part where we have insecurities, we have vulnerabilities, but the only way we're going to open them up is by putting them out there. You know, because I think that's the true test of somebody who has their walls up, who've been built to have our walls up, to be vulnerable and put it out there to the world, for the world to judge and for us just not to give a fuck about. Yeah, it might, sting a little, but hey, guess what? When you get stung by a bee, eventually it goes away. If you don't die because you're allergic to it.
Honey, if you get sting, let you know that you're alive.
Girl, you ugly as well. This bitch too much.
But no, but that's true though. But it's a good thing though because, my cousin probably crashed 2 MacBooks recording
Girl, who you telling?
with these things. But in the process, we've gained so much more, and I think it's very beneficial for everybody to honestly do some really hard construction on themselves while the time is present.
If you want to be who you really want to be, do the work. And not all of us like to do the work. However, it's needed if you really want to be comfortable with yourself. Because being comfortable with yourself is a never-ending. I think life is just meant to be in a never-ending state of uncomfortability because you grow from being uncomfortable. Because you put yourself in new situations that are outside of your comfort zone and you keep growing and growing and growing. However, will that be easy? No, but life isn't meant to be easy if you want.
If life was easy, I think they would call her a slut instead of a bitch. Life's a bitch.
You fucking, I can't. Like, this bitch.
If life was meant to be easy, she'll be a slut.
Off the deep end with this one.
That's a good one.
Bitch, I'm trying to hold it. I can't fuck with this bitch.
But believe it or not, through these episodes, we will hope that you take away something that's useful in your day-to-day life.
Because we may joke a lot, but at the end of the day, there's some real wisdom for those who are, in tuned enough to listen. Like, these bitches may be clowns and joke all the time. However, despite that,
we get back
these
on
bitches
track.
say some real shit,
And we get back on track. We just want to make sure it's lighthearted. It's not too depressing where you're walking away, sipping coffee, and you're up all nights and hours figuring out where you dropped the ball at.
Or what's the meaning of life? Because, it's not if you know the meaning of life.
The meaning of life is...
No pun intended.
Live your life.
Shit. Really, bitch.
What is the meaning? The meaning is just to enjoy.
Is that because the girl? I think I blame parts of my dad and parts of my mom. Like I've never been that type of child who could just blame one set of parents. For it's equal.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But I do feel like me being gay. I don't know. Like, is it the same for for gay men? Like, since gay men like men, and how they say girls, the first girl falls in love with her father. Is that equivalent for gay guys too, since they like guys? Yes,
I really think that's why you really have a very hard relationship, amongst other factors that contribute to the dislike, his own doing. But yeah, if that's who you prefer, you're going to favor the opposite sex of the parent.
Right.
So if you're straight, you're going to favor that's going to be my first love.
Right.
And
then a lot of straight guys try to find their mom.
Exactly. That's why you have a lot of guys. It's like, oh, you're right. I'm remind you of your mammy.
Okay. Bitch, do I look 60 to you?
Right. But that's the whole thing. You just think about it, and I don't think it's anybody's fault purposely. I just feel like they didn't have the tools. And I feel like in doing so, when you're not complete and you end up going into a relationship and having a baby because of it, you set that baby back because you didn't have the tools to provide a healthy foundation of what to expect when you're entering or trying to pursue the opposite sex.
True.
That's where a lot of people... But then again, I don't want to be like some of these Caucasian families where daddy be fucking on everybody but the mama and everybody sitting at the table smiling around Sunday. Okay. I don't want that.
That's true. I don't want the fake love, If that's the price that I'm going to have to pay, I'd rather have it not at all,
Yes.
But, yeah.
So,
I know I'm gonna have kids, and I know I think it's the hallmark to try to being a better father is doing what your parents couldn't do for you. Being better. Try to break that generational cycle because there's a lot of people out here when it comes to love and their parents. What happens is we hate our dads if our dads were absent or if our moms were absent. Sometimes the moms are absent, you know, and we get raised by our grandparents, our aunts, or uncles, or whoever the case may be, and we end up the people we hate, we end up being the most alike. Like I've seen a lot of in my family, like the men who hate their fathers end up being absentee fathers, or even we're starting a whole new families, which we all know how it feels to have, somebody who our parents described to us as ancient and left us, start a whole new family and be happy. Like nigga, you don't deserve happiness. If I'm in this turmoil of poverty, getting teased at school, sometimes our parents are our first bullies at home because they'd be like, you ain't shit, you look just like your daddy, depending on whatever the case may be, Or sometimes our parents, the lack of not saying nothing to us at all is the neglect that we don't need. So it's like, it's such a multi-layered surface, but I know for a fact, I think the reason why maybe I run from love so much is because, like, after my dad died, and stuff like that, I looked at it like, he escaped many conversations that we should have had, man to bitch nigga, and I'm not the bitch nigga, despite me being gay. So hit your host with a plot twist.
Oh, I'm a twist.
Can't you see I'm broken?
That
nigga came up like that bitch got my throat, like. But yeah, girl, it's just like, I love how I just went back into like.
Yeah, see, that's a broken person.
Look, I just snapped back together. Anyway,
No, I think that if people really look at their, like, I do, yeah, like, do I blame
if
my
you could
parents?
have a conversation with your dad, would you take that opportunity after everything you've known about him now? And if he said to you, can we sit down and have a conversation? Would you grant him that? Or did you have that option?
I'll sit down and have it because clearly it's weighing on his brain. But I don't know. I
Would
feel
you do
like
it for him or you? Do you want
for
to have
both.
that conversation?
For both. I mean, I wouldn't say I want to. I just feel as though, like, as I grew up, his attempts to reach out became less and less, and I totally understand it because I was the least interested in interacting with him.
Right.
So I understand that, but I just think what I did was put that personal wall up because I'm so used to him being very inconsistent. So I didn't want to experience that letdown again and that half lie that he wants to present, and it's just not even worth arguing about it because if I argue about it and we go back and forth, it still doesn't bring the moment back, so it's wasted energy.
True.
So I wouldn't blame none of them. I think that maybe they weren't as awake as I am and was not able to catch their patterns before it became who they are.
Right.
So if you can't break it, that becomes who you are, and it's hard to, to kind of put new tricks on an old dog. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. And you just pushed me further back, so I just put up even more wall. So Trump was contacting me, trying to get me to help.
Before he was even in
right
office.
With the wall, because they said your wall tall as hell. You got them bricks.
He found it. And then next thing you know, you didn't Tony Bricks.
I said, honey, I work for El Chapo. No, okay, but that's how I feel. I feel like definitely we were at a disadvantage, but I think as you get older, if you're willing to change and you're willing to put in the work, and you got somebody that sees that it's worse things out there in the world besides you. You have your glitches, and we all do.
In the grand scheme of things, our problems are very first world compared to real shit that's going on in the world, as in this pandemic. So when shit like this happens, I think it really puts a lot of our shit into perspective, as in, yeah, deal with it. Feel your pain, because you're never going to heal from it until you feel that pain. But also remember, there's bigger shit out there than you. You are bigger than your pain. So don't let your pain define you. Your pain is just that, a moment of time of emotions. You are not your pain. You define it. It does not define you.
Definitely, because even crack pottery has a beautiful resemblance.
Girl, for a quick second, I was just going to say a crack pottery. I was just say, girl, speaking of which, no.
But you have to find that beauty and the cracks within ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And once you understand it and you find those pieces, even though the cracks may still be there, they're not as deep.
That's true. Because it's a lot of self-healing you got to do. And self-healing is a complex thing that, takes a long time, bitch. Be careful moving with your shirt. Bitch, we got no audio. Hopefully this is fuck work.
Watch yourself.
Shit, okay. Bitch, watch your mouth. But yeah, I think I know for a fact, if me and my dad ever came to a point where we have to have another conversation, bitch, it'll be too many tears. And I don't think it would be tears on his part. It would be tears on my part, because it's like, I always felt like, the being gay would be a complex subject to have with him. His accountability, because I know me not being the best with accountability comes from my mom, but I bet comes a lot from him too, because it's, it takes two people to make one. And I don't know, like, I think, yeah, being gay, accountability, like, I wouldn't need him to tell me, like, where you been, nigga, I know where the fuck you was at. Okay? So I would just be like, I think a question I would ask him, and not on some malicious shit, but probably the way I would word it, because I would say it out of anger, is explain to me how you, as a human being who's been on this earth enough years to know better, could abandon a human being. And how were you able to sleep with yourself?
Right, but he can also flip that and be like, not that it'd be validated,
Right.
but just so you could understand from your perspective. Well, I can answer that question as well, but after I do, can you answer the question, how can you go on with your day-to-day life and not wonder about your dad?
Oh my God! Oh, bitch, that gave me goosebumps, bitch.
So I think we all, just remember, when you point one finger, you got three pointing back at you.
Huh.
So
for 22.
It's a 33.
You ugly as fuck.
But that's the reality of it. You can ask them that, but you can't miss something you have no attachment to.
That's true, but isn't it crazy like this? But we do have those, even though we say like they were in our life, we have attachment. Somewhere, bitch, you can eat if you want to. Shit. If y'all hear something juicy, it's not me opening up my legs, y'all. She's eating an orange because she needs vitamin D. And clearly she ain't getting it somewhere. Anyway.
I'm getting the D, just not the bottom.
Nigga, that shit got protein. But protein shake. But yeah, it's like, bitch, that would be something if you turned it back on me. And because honestly,
and he answer it.
We can say, we can't miss something we never had. But honestly,
you can envy it.
That's true. And bitch, but we are attached to our parents, both parents, whether they're in our life or not. Our DNA attaches us to it, which is the common knowledge. However, we're attached to them because like this, we feel still, despite it being anger, sadness, love, affection. It's enough of us for that to acknowledge the fact that they fucked us up in a way. And to feel fucked up in a way is to acknowledge the fact that they still have a type of hold on us. Because if we don't give a fuck, bitch, what you did ain't gonna bother me at all. But I see aspects of your abandonment, which appeared later on in life. So there's an invisible latch that you still hold on to us, whether you're in our life or not.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true, and it does.
But that's the scary part, bitch. Like, these motherfuckers was not in our life. They had every opportunity to be, so far as we know.
Right.
And they still got these invisible shackles on us, bitch.
Yeah.
That we as adults have to break.
That's the imprint.
Bitch, that was good, bitch. bitch. But bitch, that's real, and it's like, girl.
It's I think as much as you try to disassociate yourself from a thing, it brings you closer to them because that becomes your obsession.
True.
Rather, it may not manifest all at once, but eventually, for some it do. It depends.
That's true. And I think it's scary the fact that, like, with them being absent and stuff like that, we have a whole other side of our family, their side of the family, that's, like, still mysteries to us. Like, maybe not to you, but, like, to me, like, there's aspects of, like, certain siblings and stuff like that, and my grandparents and stuff like that, and uncles, and the fact that I'm an uncle. Bitch, I thought I'd never be. Growing up, I used to always tell my mom, are you going to have another kid? And she's like, bitch, I really wanted
Uncle
you.
Bree.
Look, she look. Like, can you have another kid so I can have a sibling?
You barely made it.
Bitch, I barely want a Jew. Honey, be happy I kept you.
That's some honesty for your wife.
Honey, it's a 22. No. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's
Boy.
like, you know, and then it's like, I used to always be like, oh, I want to be an aunt or, well, uncle. You know, I want to be an aunt uncle.
Uncle Tom.
A tukuncle. A best of both worlds. Damn, bitch, sucking in. No wonder why your man sleep.
So,
but
no, I think that is kind of weird though, and I feel like because of my dad's doing unknowingly, I put a wall up so dang high that
a wad up.
a wad of cash.
Show
No.
no. Shit.
Watch your mouth, y'all.
Look at bitch. You
No, I put a wall up so thick, so high that you know what I'm
bitch,
saying?
like I say thick.
Because I'm thicky thick.
Shit.
But like, it's like sad because now when you get people in your life that you know want to get to know you, you like, who sent you?
Exactly. Like, what are you doing? Or like, I think some of us feel like we're being set up. Like, are you trying to prank me? Because, girl, I remember in school, girl, I've had too many instances in school where it's like I've let my guard down, and bitch, it just backfired in my face, and it's like, girl, I think now I'm just at the point where it's like I'm just tired, like, you know.
You can't even
when
been on
you
this
try to
earth
be
that long.
What you say, bitch?
Been on this earth that long. I'm tired.
Look, I'm tired of being. What old people say? I'm tired of being tired.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's what my mom used to say. I'm like, do something about it.
And then walk to a room.
She's like, we'll do it. Me, she's tired of me. But yeah, girl, it's like, I didn't know motherfucking Jeopardy come in at this time. Look, I said,
Because normal people are asleep.
Look, I'm looking at, what the fuck is the message on my TV? Look, Time Warner Cable, your service is about to be cut off. Look, who didn't pay their bill in 2 months and is about to get cut off? The Jeopardy side. Me for, look at $300. That's how much my bill is.
Brandon.
But yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
man,
could you imagine them sending you a message of disconnection in a Jeopardy riddle?
Man.
Who service is about to get cut off in 2 minutes?
Can you imagine calling the ambulance choking on an orange?
Look, could you imagine? Who? Anyway, got that. That's enough of that.
But see, people don't even realize that.
Who is the divine ruler for life? Who wasn't in your life, and that's the reason why I'm damaged.
Look at internally and externally. Okay, look. So, so stupid. So what a lot of people don't realize. What a lot of people don't realize that it is definitely love levels. It is levels to it. Like
true.
People don't understand that. Like when you break up with someone, you be like, "Girl, I feel so bad for him, poor thing." Oh, you love him. You can have love for somebody and not be in love with them. It's different.
Yeah, there's different types of love.
Exactly. Like I break up with an ex. I wouldn't want him to, get hurt. Like if he walked out and to catch the mail or to get the mail and get hit by a car, that's sad.
True.
And I do. If you have an intimate relationship with someone, normal, typical people usually, care about that person. They had a piece of you that you will never get back.
And if you don't really, after you have a relationship, and if you claim to love somebody, it's not, I don't think it's real if, if something bad happens to them and then you don't care. Because then it's like, part of being a human and loving somebody is like, even in their worst times when you guys may not grow apart and you're not together anymore, you still don't want something genuinely bad to happen to them.
Right.
So then you have to ask yourself, if you are that person who, don't give a fuck if one of your exes, despite how they treated you,
Right.
if you don't care what happens to them, was it really love?
Right.
Because sometimes it can be a great facade. Like a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think their significant other, they're in love, but what they don't realize is they're still in the honeymoon phase. And sometimes those sociopaths and those psychopaths are good at presenting that honeymoon phase for years.
I'll be hollering at Becky in the cube next door.
And motherfucker like me come out with a motherfucking sledgehammer.
No, but you got to realize that like love is complex and nothing is ever simple when it pertains to love. So when people venture out on this journey, it's going to be a lot of obstacles that you got to be willing to be very persistent and stay the course. Anything in this life that's easy, it ain't worth it.
Because I think I'm scared, like, if I end up, like, one of the guys, like, say if one of the guys, the mini guy, the weekly guy I have a crush on, like, because it changes so much. But one thing that's consistent, I always fear, like, girl, motherfucker, like, I used to have dreams, like, I fall in love with somebody, and then I'm sitting next to him, motherfucker's like, what the fuck is he doing with him? Like, is this a joke? Like, and that's the thing that scares me.
That's your subconscious thought.
No, I'm actually very self-conscious. Like, and I think people who come off like as the life of the party, they're theatrical and do things for show and stuff like that. A lot of us are very, self-conscious who are lonely kids, and we do things for show because, we know what it's like to have that silence, especially a lot of us only children. You guys can't relate. Those of you who had mamas was pussy popping on a handstand.
Don't get mad because your mama shit was like that rotisserie chicken at Walmart.
That's true. Motherfuckers always buying
dried out and still was
on the road again. I got nothing to buy.
You're out of costume, honey.
And
that's all over there on the bench.
Shit, where it belongs. Where y'all about to be.
Calm down, Beach.
Shit. Beach at that whole store.
I'm gonna suck to my orange.
Look at bitch. Look at bitch. What did you just say? Nothing. But it sounded Spanish. But girl, get back to what I was saying.
I cannot stand this mug.
It's just like, girl.
There's coronavirus everywhere.
For real, girl. I think I had it, but that'll be another episode after this whole scare is over. Because I don't want them to, like, send the police. Can you imagine, bitch? I'll be like, I had the coronavirus.
Didn't you cough on the doorknob?
Look at, bitch. Wasn't you in a pet aisle coughing on the dog food? Look at, bitch, where's your dog?
I'm like,
shit, motherfuckers, like I said I was in the dog aisle. I said I had hot dogs, not dogs, bitch. Between my legs. But girl, it's one of those things like, girl, I don't know. I want love, but I'm scared of it. And that takes a lot for me to make it like this. It's a lot of that have to do with, like, my own insecurities, appearance, and stuff like that,
Brandon,
But
you're in America. Everybody's
bitch, you ugly as fuck.
No, look at you're not in California. Now, when you get down there, then you just get depressed.
Look at bitch, you're fucked there. No. But I just remember being a lonely ass bitch, who would had motherfucking Avril Lavigne playing on my motherfucking MySpace page, talking about Nobody's Home, house full of motherfucking people.
But you get
like, bitch, you singing Nobody's Home. Motherfucker, every bedroom in your house.
Because everybody's
even the forest again.
Look at everybody else is locked away in their own mind.
Shit, okay, motherfucker. I'm not gonna finish what I was about to say, but anyway.
I'm just saying, a lot of people can be there, but not present.
That's true. I'm not going there with her. Because Jamie's trying to give me fake jokes.
No, I'm not. I just really feel like today people really need to be comfortable with themselves. And that is still a journey for me. Because even, you know how old, this is how you know you're old. Back in my prime.
Shit, optimist.
Calm down. I think that it takes a lot because we are our worst critics and we come down on ourselves so much.
True.
Everybody want to be comfortable with being big. Now that's a trend. How many fat people it was?
I think that lady, Julia Michael, said about Lizzo. She was like, honey, I'm glad she loved her body. But she said, okay, she said, honey, when was diabetes ever cool? The fuck out of her. She said, and she's not a good one, man. She said, I love the fact that Lizzo loves her body, but yeah, her costumes are cool. But honey, when is diabetes cool? Look at the interview was like this.
Now, this is one thing, people, when you look for love, you got to be able to have these moments. That's what keep the relationship, not the word, that sounded really bad. No, but I'm saying, you need to be having somebody, like where you laugh to where you sound like you've been smoking for 10 years.
Okay. And you're in the, like, girl. Like, bitch is like, honey, I laugh like that because I have asthma.
I have asthma. I have a respiratory pre-existing health condition.
Which we got to keep you away from the COVID-19.
What about coronavirus?
Shit. Here's a line, bitch.
Get in line.
And like I always wonder, like sometimes, like I think my mom is never a bitch. That sounded nasty as fuck. That sounded nasty as fuck. But girl, I don't know. Like, you know, I get shocked sometimes when my aunties tell me they be on dating websites like Auntie Mare. But I love when I hear like Auntie Mare. It was like she's like I was on that dating website because I think like not only does it bring hope, but it's like, you know, you're never too old to look for love. And like I always tell people, or like with their life, doing what you want to do in life. I hope, you know, you never get to the age where you wish you could do, you know, have regrets of what you could have done. Mm-hmm. And if you do get to that age and you have regrets, I hope you're strong enough to begin where you're at right now and start over and go towards your goals that you want. Because motherfuckers is dying younger every day and motherfuckers ain't living. So if you want the love, what I'm realizing is now, like I said, within this last year, I've had to put in healing myself, and I'm nowhere near the finish line because we're always going to be in a constant status of evolution and healing ourselves, you know? And new traumas will come onto our lives, you know, that'll affect us and leave imprints that we'll have to heal, but that's called growth. Mm-hmm. And with time, things do come, and a lot of us are impatient. But, you know, I guess for me, if love is meant to be, it'll be. And that's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen for me like I was earlier. But I will say if it's meant to happen for me, it'll happen and it will happen. I will say that. I'll talk into this. It will happen when it's meant for me to be. But first, bitch, work on yourself.
Here's my thing.
What's your thing?
I like the fact that you're open to it. However, you're still unknowingly having mental blocks set up in those sentences. So, I mean, you to be open to it, you have to do things outside of your comfort zone. Start with leaving the house.
Not until this pandemic's over.
But that's what, you know, it's about. Be open to it, meaning when you say you're open to it, that means starting conversations with people you don't know randomly.
Well, bitch, you know I do stuff like that all the time.
Be consistent.
What you mean consistent?
In the sense that, you know, all right, I'll talk to you soon, man. I'll talk to you. You know, something, keep the communication lines pumping with blood and oxygen, which it needs to.
But sometimes I think I'm too aggressive at times, too. Because there's been many times where I'm like, okay, bitch, you're doing a little too much.
Yeah, your personality is...
It's a lot.
It's an acquired taste. It's like wine. You have to learn how to... recalibrate that when you interact with other people.
Tone it down a little, bring it up a little more.
Yeah, because some people can appreciate that.
Like, a lot of girls can appreciate me at my full, you know, dramatic prima donna-ness. Right. And a lot of guys, you know, are like, you know, oh, okay, this is a lot to take in all at once, you know.
I think what guys can really appreciate about you is your overall intellect on diverse topics. Like, you're not only into fashion and makeup and stuff like that. You have a lot of masculine ways to, which is very contradicting.
That's true, because I'm a very sloppy bitch at times.
Physically and...
Bitch, watch your fucking mouth. Oh. Can't you see I'm damaged?
Can't you see I'm a sloppy Give me that Big Mac. No,
nah, bitch.
But no, what I'm saying is that, like, they can really appreciate that if you get to know them and don't, because your sense of humor, just like mine, is very overwhelming to the average person.
And it can feel sometimes for certain people very attacking.
Mm-hmm. Very like, oh, this girl's a firecracker.
Exactly.
You know, so I just think you have to you will have to learn to be a listener. And especially for people like us, we are known to be showstoppers. True. We are headliners.
That's true.
You know?
People call on us for entertainment.
Right. So to sit back and play a different position, it's uncomfortable for us.
And that's true. Because what I had to realize is a lot of people want me for entertainment. Mm-hmm. But then I realized, and I looked through history, is sometimes they also wanted the town full to be the entertainment.
What do you mean?
Say something. Oh, I used to hate when people be like, say something funny. And I used to be like, bitch.
I'd be like, okay, what's your name?
Look at it. Say something funny. Look at that bank statement.
Y'all want to hear something funny? This bitch, she's carrying a designer bag, but only got a quarter-cent gas.
Like, Say something funny.
Look at
bitch, look who gave birth to you.
Look at These laughs are really. This is why people honestly think he'd be like my boyfriend or my husband, because we are like.
Oh, everybody always think that. They always thinking me and my cousin are dating, and I'm like, no, it ain't even like that. But anyway, contrary to popular belief, people always think that we're dating because, like, this for a family. I would say a lot of us cousins are unusually close,
And we bicker.
and that's because we're our own friends. And sometimes, I think it throws people off because a lot of people, let's be real, ain't close with their family.
No.
And that's a whole nother episode of people who ain't close with their family. Shame, shame, shame. Look at naughty. You're so bad. That fucking magician. Oh, girl.
I'm so sorry, y'all. That laugh was really hard on me. Sorry.
I'm finna for real, bitch. Take a hump your ass, bitch. They got my little
Calm
shake
down.
here.
Calm down.
Come on, big man.
Brandon, we supposed to be talking. All we doing is laughing.
We talking about love. Look at, bitch, that's why your love life is a joke now. Because you're laughing.
Look at who's laughing now.
Can't you see I'm broken?
Brandon, I'm so sick of you and that broken.
Shit.
You gonna come in a wheelchair? Oh, sorry.
Look at bitch, I'll go be like, can't you see I'm broken? And go like this. Hair breakage. Let's go together. Like shoo ba ba wa ba ba bada bing bong.
Brandon.
But anyway, like it's like one of those things like, girl, I just don't know.
Yeah, it definitely is hard to try to be Brandon, come on, man. You got your nappy head. But no, honestly, people really did think that like that because I think
they thought we were very like flowers in the attic type shit. Like
no, I don't think it was that. I really think that we were because we bicker, especially in public. We bicker
True.
like
that's
can you
true.
grab that? You like bitch, please, my God.
Exactly like big girl, because you be doing this bitch do the most in public.
No, I do not. But at the end of the day, I think it's very important that you have something like that. And if you don't have something like that, have a family. Because they make time fly when you have a good relationship. And I think the older we get, I think we go back to family because I think going to family
it's a constant that's always there.
Well, yeah, but it's less work. You
True.
have to be less guarded and less aware of what you are because whether they like you or not, you're still going to deal with me because we're family. Yep.
And you know what? I think that's a good point. And I think a lot of us need to take that into our friendships. Like, because our friendship is the family that we choose. So with that being said, like this, we need to put in the work that we put in with our family and our friendships to stop letting them fall at the wayside so fast. Like, oh, you don't agree with me? You disagree with that? You annoy me? Bitch, fuck you. It's whatever. And it shouldn't be whatever because at the end of the day, these are people that you are attracted to yourself. So what does that say about you if this person is that toxic, as you're saying from your perspective?
But you got to take into consideration at what stage did you come into interact with these individuals because each person evolved. And as you evolve, you into clashing with people if these people are not evolving as well.
But I think you owe them that conversation then to tell them like, hey, girl, give them that warning signal like,
Hey,
bitch,
girl.
I'm about to be out.
Look at, hey, girl, I'm from Jenny Craig. That's enough Twinkies.
Look at, hey, girl, I'm about to do like my daddy and be out.
I'm going to be like my daddy and never come in.
He came in, that's the problem.
But no, joking around. No, I get it, but I do understand now as I hit, like, what am I, like 23? So, like, when it's hollow as hell.
Shit. At the kitty.
That hollow cake. The descent. No, I just like.
Motherfucker got that pop.
Courtesy of Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
But no, I just feel like a lot of people should invest their time into their family. Especially me. I just feel myself drawing more back to my family. It's weird.
And also, we have a lot of work we have to do within the family, too.
Well, honey, I can only work on me. Look, I can only change the things that are within my control to change and accept the things that I can.
I think what I'm going to start doing is, like, I'm going to start addressing when I have problems. And if they choose to fix them, not. Because guess what? They can tell me the problem they have with me, and I can choose to fix them or not, And at the end of the day, yeah, we can either become worse or better. But just know, I love you. But if we're not as close as we used to be, That's why, because sometimes you need breaks from people to recalibrate and come back together even stronger.
Yeah.
And that's because that's what happened to us many times. That's what happened with me and other family members, because sometimes, I tend to always be the bad guy, but whatever. We're not going to talk. That's another episode.
A long one.
Shit. So, yeah, I just want to say, love is complicated. Love is kindness. Love is chicken. I mean, should be talking about the chicken.
Oh, chicken.
Miss Minnie don't burn no chicken.
Not at all.
But, bitch, close this out so I can look up my quote of the day.
Okay, so I guess, and just in closing, if you want to find happiness,
Thick ass.
or like owner, if you want to find true love starts within, because you can't find love if you're not loving yourself. So you have to be whole and happy to find happiness. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's why there's not a lot of happy people out here, because they didn't make themselves happy before they try to add somebody else to the equation. So you got to start with that.
Oh, if that ain't the truth. So now, starting with this new audio guy, I want to kind of do a book club mention of the month, if you want to, or you guys can tell us one and we'll check it out. And I want to do a quote of the day. So this episode's quote of the day is by Gary Vaynerchuk, and it reads the following. End quote. Bishop, that's the end of the quote. Beginning quote. Gary Vaynerchuk. I don't need other people's acceptance. I need my own. And in that is deep fucking happiness. Now, what does that mean to you, cousin?
You can't make other people happy. To pursue happiness, it starts within. So once you're happy, that's all that matters. Happiness will be drawn to you.
That's true. I take the same thing like you said. Like, I feel like you're saying, you can't find happiness in others until you find it within yourself.
Yes, child.
Girl, put that leg down, child. There ain't no happiness in that. That ain't no pursuit of happiness.
To my fiance.
Shit, honey.
Fiance.
And the next thing, with that being said, I love that quote. Like, before you look for happiness in everybody else, or you look for other people to make you happy, you got to have it within yourself, or else you're going to be lost. And with that being said, do you have a book club suggestion for this episode?
Definitely. You guys should check out a book that I'm in the process of reading. It's called Nigger by Dick Gregory.
Okay.
And I'll be sure to give you my...
We'll do a review episode. We'll do a book club episode.
Definitely.
And then I'm reading currently The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. It's a counterintuitive tale of how to live your best life. With that being said, it's pretty good, and I love a book that has a really eye-catching, because sometimes it's the covers that really catch our eyes for books, and if you could catch my eye being the fact that I'm a future New York Times best-selling author, talking that into existence, yeah, so I'm reading The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Get into that. With that being said, I want to thank you guys, and just remember, every day is a day off when you don't have love in your life. Thanks, guys. Bye.